Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Very good. Thank you.
47 in Jackson now. Chilly night, but a decent day is in our future. 67 with sunshine, but rain later in the week. So enjoy it today.
It was kind of weird yesterday. I played in the Chamber of Commerce golf outing.
Oh,
It was nice as it didn't rain, but it just never got warm, really warm.
No.
But it was fun outing. We had a good time out there.
Yeah, it was chilly. I sat outside for a soccer game and a baseball game, and yeah, it was nippy.
It sure was. Yeah.
Were there any incidents at the chamber outing?
No, not that I saw.
No?
No incidents. No, not in my group for sure.
They might have happened after you left.
Maybe, yeah, maybe, but I'm not sure. So no, it was a good event, and who doesn't like playing golf at the country club?
Yeah. You look a little different today. I know, older.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Did you have a nice 40th birthday party?
I did. Thank you very much.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, a week ago, we had 12 Republican candidates running for governor. Well, now there's 6. Yeah. Turns out a bunch of the people running for the Republican nomination for governor didn't get the right number of signatures.
Why is that always a thing?
It's like, if you can't add, maybe you shouldn't be governor.
Did we lose anyone important?
Well, James Craig.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were standing behind him.
No,
weren't you?
I wasn't standing behind anyone. James Craig was at one time considered maybe the front runner.
Not enough signatures.
Not enough signatures. There were a bunch of fraudulent signatures. You look at the signature page, there's all these different names signed, but they all have the same handwriting.
Interesting.
Well, they hire these people to go get signatures, and then they just make them up.
Why is it when someone hands me one of those boards and asks for my signature, I feel like I'm getting ready to break the law when I'm signing it?
Yeah.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
I don't like doing that. We have a lot of that downtown, signature boards.
They're in front of the post office
Yeah.
all the time. I'm approached
I-
daily.
I actually write Brandon's name on the sheet.
You're the
welcome.
reason James Craig was disqualified.
Well, there's a lot of people that aren't going to write their own names on those sheets.
Right.
So
Well, then
I
they're
think
not
that's what's
valid.
happening.
They void this thing. I say I'm not legally allowed to sign.
I say I don't live here.
So besides James Craig, Perry Johnson, Michael Brown, Don and Brandenburg, tell me when you've heard one of these people. Michael Markey, they won't be on.
Do I know any of them?
No, you don't know any of them. They all have name recognition problems. So
Yeah, I can't even remember any of the names you just said.
no,
No.
name one of them now.
Don Brown.
Person, man, woman, camera.
Don Brown.
Don Brown.
No, that was our favorite defensive coordinator. You know, he should run for governor of Michigan. Might vote for him.
People vote for names. Somebody named Murphy, they would win.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You do have to have a big name. Now, what if Josh Hawley wins presidency? Are we going to have a problem? Are we going to have a problem here?
We are going to have a problem.
We are going to have a problem, but we
Yeah.
are not related to Josh. I don't think.
No, we are not.
I don't think.
No, I've had
Unless he becomes president, and then there's some type of pension fund that we can take advantage of,
Maybe.
where any family member gets a check for life. But
not likely. Hey, congratulations to Scott Farley, as I think had been anticipated.
yeah,
He is now the athletic director at Western High School. Longtime Jackson football coach, now moving over to Western, and he made the announcement on a Facebook post this morning.
yeah,
So-
it was kind of I guess the town's worst kept secret for the
Yeah.
last week or so. So congratulations to Scott, and good luck to Jackson as they look to replace.
Hard to believe this weekend is Memorial Weekend
Man.
already, and we haven't had really any hint of summer.
It's
maybe a little.
I think I felt a little bit of I don't know what the word is. Let's call it depression. Let's do a big word. May is almost over,
Yeah.
and I feel like I have so much still left to do in May, and I'm not going to get it done. And then next week it's June, so I don't know what's going on. This month has gone by so fast.
That's what happens when you turn 40. The older you get, the faster time flies.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be going to northern Michigan. They're anticipating the biggest influx of tourists in 3 years in northern Michigan. The bad news is northern Michigan counties are now in the red zone as far as COVID cases. So according to AAA, more than 1.1 million Michiganders will be on the road this holiday weekend. So
Wow. Yeah. So nationwide, about 39 million expected to travel over the weekend, which is up about 8% from last year. You know what else is up over 8%? The gas prices we'll be paying. So last year around this time, it was around $3. Some states less than 3, some just a hair over. And we're about national average $4.59 right now. So those trips are going to cost you a little more. You know what's interesting? I was looking to see how much gas was over Memorial Days past, and in 2014, it was $3.66. So
wow.
it was amazing.
If you wonder what the gas prices are, just drive around with someone my age or older, and they will announce the gas prices as
Yes.
you drive by every gas station.
That is true.
Yes. Juneteenth, Jackson College announced Juneteenth will return to downtown Jackson as a 2-day festival, and they will be celebrating with a panel discussion in the Michigan Theater, the premiere of a movie that was made especially for Juneteenth, and an all-day resource fair and concert lineup at Horace Blackman Park and True Community City Square on Saturday, the 17th and 18th. And Walmart is attempting to celebrate Juneteenth, and it's become very controversial with what they've done. They've released this, and I was going to save it for real or not, but it's got too big of a story. They've introduced Juneteenth ice cream, and they are getting massive social media backlash over this for trivializing and cashing in on an event that commemorates black people's emancipation from centuries of slavery. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of something else comparable that's been done, and I can't think of anything offhand.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can definitely understand the controversy.
look at the package again, and this is what a lot of people are complaining about. Walmart has trademarked Juneteenth.
Oh.
It's like, no,
Whoa.
you can't do that, Walmart. You don't have ownership of the word.
Jeez.
That is pretty bold.
Wow.
Yeah. So also the flavor, red velvet ice. What is it? Red velvet cheesecake ice cream flavor. It's a knockoff of another ice cream, but by a black-owned Cincinnati-based brand, Creamalicious. They have that ice cream flavor. So not only have they stolen the word, they've stolen somebody else's ice cream.
I assume that will be off the shelves.
Walmart's digging in. No, we're celebrating Juneteenth, and this is how they also have Juneteenth napkins and paper plates and all kinds of other stuff.
I mean, I appreciate the celebration of the holiday and all that, but it's interesting. It's an interesting take on some of the products.
Well, is there a 4th of July ice cream?
It's just it's interesting. Yeah, you may be right. I think maybe trying to take advantage of the holiday, but interesting. Births increased for the first time since 2014 last year. How about that? But they're still at an all-time low.
COVID babies.
COVID babies, a lot of them. Yeah, we've seen them. We've seen a lot of them. So, today's show is brought to you by Heather Herndon, and Heather Herndon loves living in Jackson.
Loves it.
Loves it, and each week she gives us a few reasons why. And this is a perfect week, Memorial Day week. Cascades. Okay, now. What's a better spot than Cascades on Memorial Day?
I was just there last night.
You were there last night, yeah. So it should be great. And again, those fireworks are at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
Last night, they painted stripes in the big parking lot.
Very nice.
Yeah, because no one knows where to park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Heather, another idea of Heather's is after the fireworks, go to the parlor. Mm-hmm. The parlor. Love it.
Yeah.
Brandon, actually, and I are tossing around the idea of splitting a Dare to Be Great.
This is a fun thing to do. When you have an out-of-town visitor that's never been to the parlor, take them there and say, you need to order the Dare to Be Great.
And then leave. And then make them finish it the whole time. I saw probably a 12-year-old kid trying to do that last time I was in there. It's fun. We should see who from the staff thinks they can do it, and then we'll go down there and we'll pay for them to try. So think about
who would you put your money on?
David Rice, because he's the youngest.
I would put my money on Jeff Steers.
Jeff? I don't know if Jeff could put down that much ice cream. That's a lot of ice cream. I don't know. We might have to go to the part-timers to get someone to finish that. So, hey, can I get to some sports for you? Let's do it. Our Extreme Dodge scoreboard brought to you by Extreme Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And our scoreboard, busy scoreboard. Baseball, Napoleon, they win the Cascades Conference Championship in a 3-2 game over Michigan Center.
Big game.
Big game, phenomenal game. Both teams having a great year. And Napoleon got the win, 3-2. Manchester 16, East Jackson 6, Grass Lake 10, Addison zip, Hanover 14, Vandercook 4. Over in softball, Athens swept East Jackson. 2 wins for Lumen Christi, 6-5 and 12-10 over Vandercook Lake. Napoleon 15-0 2 times over Lenawee Christian. Northwest got a win, and Grass Lake beat Howell twice. In girls soccer, Grass Lake 6, Michigan Center 2. It was Jackson Christian 2, Stockbridge 1, and Northwest beat Leslie 4-0. Golf scores in the Jackson area invitational. Lumen Christi, they tied for first with a 329, and that was at Cascades. Western, they shot a 351 for third place, and Jackson High 359 for eighth. And we've got some stuff coming up for you today on deck for Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Lumen Christi in Columbia, Concord Northwest are all hosting in baseball and softball. We've got some Cascades Conference track and field, and the SCAA track and field finals are at Hillsdale College, which is pretty cool. So all that and more, check out our website, and thanks to Extreme Dodge for helping us bring you all those scores and games.
Hey, it's the 50th anniversary of Pine Knob this year.
Okay.
And they released their lineup of acts, and I know there's one act that you're very interested in, Dave Matthews. Anybody else on the lineup you'd be interested in seeing?
Well, I saw Train is going to be there. Mm-hmm. I saw Train in concert. Doobie Brothers, as you know,
I have tickets, not to Pine Knob. I had the 50th anniversary tour tickets 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So now they're on 52 years.
Brandon, if you and I were going to slide up, I'd say why don't we go check out the Rod Stewart Cheap Trick show.
I saw Rod Stewart. I was 4 feet away from him.
Brandon, Fish, August 3rd.
From Vermont.
And also, Brandon, Kids Bop will be live.
Not to be confused
with Kid Rock. Kids Bop. What a lineup. Now, we're not going to the Dave Matthews concert here, because it is a weeknight. So we are going to Noblesville, Indiana, and Backstreet Boys. Wow, world tour. What a lineup. What a lineup. So, hey, today's show brought to you by Vermeulen's Home Furnishings. Now, in their 3rd generation of being family-owned and operated, they pride themselves on offering high-quality, name-brand furniture at affordable prices. Thanks to Vermeulen's for helping us bring you today's show.
And it's a busy one. Who's lined up today?
We have a great show. We have Dr. Donna O'Neill, and she will join us right after this break.
The Hobbit Place is now open for sales of fresh flowers. You'll see the difference in our selection, which we cultivate with care. Visit us today at The Hobbit Place.
For over 35 years, Nostalgia Inc. has been Jackson's home for all things comics, graphic novels, and games. Whether it's Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men, The Walking Dead, or even Stranger Things and Star Wars, Nostalgia's friendly staff has decades of experience and can find the perfect gift for that fanatic in your life. With the largest selection and inventory of the latest comics, you're always sure to find something new and different at Nostalgia. Looking for something from years back? Our backstock selection can't be beat. And don't forget to ask about our subscription service so you never miss an issue. Into Magic the Gathering, D&D, Pokemon, or tabletops? We've got everything you could ever need. Whether you're starting a new hobby, a seasoned collector, or just shopping for that superhero in your life, Nostalgia Inc. is the place for you. Nostalgia Inc. on Mechanic Street in downtown Jackson.
Registration is open now for the 2022 Dahlem Outdoor Adventure Summer Day Camp. During June, July, and August, there are 9 one-week themed sessions for children ages 3 to 12 years old. For online registration and details, visit www.dahlemcenter.org or call the office at 517-782-3453 extension 0. Dahlem, Jackson's Nature Place, 7117 South Jackson Road in Jackson.
What happens when kids have more space to learn?
There's no hiding in my classroom. All of my kids feel like they're important.
DaVinci has helped me change my grades from D's to A's.
The online option gives students a different chance to do things at their own pace.
DaVinci helped me feel more safe and welcomed at school.
Kids were really nice. No kid would ever be mean to me.
They get an education that's going to lead them to bigger and better things than they can possibly imagine.
DaVinci Schools, space for every student.
We're happy to welcome back to the morning show from the Pick Center infectious disease specialist, Dr. Donna O'Neill. Good morning.
Good morning.
Red, white, and blue.
Trying.
Memorial weekend.
Yeah.
Big
Awesome.
plans?
I work.
Yeah. Yeah, figured. When I was driving by to a soccer game at Northeast School on a Sunday, I told my daughter, I said, that place is open 7 days a week. Dr. Donna's in
We'll
there.
be there this weekend.
And you are. You see patients 7 days a week?
7 days a week, yes. So quiz for you guys.
Oh, good.
Oh, boy.
You missed me, didn't you? So what month is it? Other than May and Memorial Day, the CDC always designates some sort of topic for each month.
Get outside and get active month?
Mental Health Awareness Month.
Hepatitis month.
Oh.
So to bring attention to a few things, they've now recommended that everybody under the age of 60 get the hepatitis B vaccine, and over the age of 60 if you have a risk factor. And the most common risk factor is being overweight and having what we call NASH or non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, or the easy name is fatty liver. So
What is hepatitis?
hepatitis is liver inflammation. So do you know where your liver is, Andy?
Yeah, it's right here. Right? It's in here.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah, it's in there.
Right upper quadrant. It's a very quiet organ. It's very important because everything you consume and put in your body gets broken down by it. So that's one of the things. And I think they're going to make hepatitis B screening universal like they've done for hepatitis C. Have you had a hepatitis C test?
I've been tested for everything.
Good, because everybody should have one. And the difference is hepatitis C, we can cure it, but hepatitis B can, some individuals, be a chronic disease. So that's the reason for it. And that brings me into one of the hot topics in infectious disease are these children with hepatitis. So it's very, 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 very rare. And I don't think this year the number of cases is going to be greater than other years, but it's gotten a lot of attention. It's worldwide. In the United States, the outbreak was first identified in Alabama, but they haven't had any new cases since February. So a lot of parents are, a little concerned about it. It's hitting kids about 2 years old, so young children, and they're not too sure, what's causing it. They think it's a virus. They think it's the adenovirus, but only about 2/3 of the kids are testing positive for it. So they're looking for a cofactor. And no, it's not the COVID vaccine because these kids are too young to be vaccinated. They're wondering, could it be the COVID infection? But for some of the tests that they've done, only about 20% of them are positive. So pretty rare, but when you read the headlines, 180 cases. What's really weird about it is, although they're finding the presence of adenovirus in the children, like in their bloodstream, they're not finding it in the liver. So they're looking for the cofactors, either medication, something in the environment, other viruses. And it looks like it's going to be an immune response against the virus for some reason. So that's out there, but not very common. I wouldn't worry about it. I think there's one case in Michigan, but they make it sound like, it's everywhere.
But you don't know how you catch it.
Well, a lot of people think it's from this adenovirus, and that gives you typically a GI illness with, fever, vomiting, diarrhea. So there's a lot of unknowns still.
You don't want a GI illness.
No, I don't. No,
we don't want any illnesses.
We've all heard monkey pox.
Yes.
Okay, that's a weird name.
Terrible name.
Terrible
name. Monkeys have nothing to do with it. It got its name because back in 1958, it was first identified in some research monkeys. But the monkeys are not the reservoir. They have nothing to do with it. Terrible name. It has nothing to do with chicken pox, monkeypox, nothing to do, different virus families. Have you ever heard of ORF, O-R-F?
No, but that looks like ORF.
No,
That's
so
the,
ORF is a disease that you sometimes see in people who handle sheep and cattle.
That's the airport code for Norfolk.
So these are some of it has a very characteristic rash.
It's an interesting looking rash.
Well, it's usually from Africa, West and Central Africa, and the rash is diagnostic. So it starts off with little flat red spots. They get larger, they develop fluid in them, you get that red ring, they get pussy, and then they scab and fall off. Normally it begins with a prodrome, a flu-like illness, fever, chills, aches. Kind of sounds like COVID, doesn't it?
Wow, when Anderson Cooper gets this, he won't even be able to do the show from the basement.
And then you get swollen glands, swollen lymph nodes, and then you get this rash. And this is kind of a full-blown case.
Wow.
So what's unusual is it's hitting lots of countries. So we don't know if it's because of increased travel, is it because of importation of some of these rodents, is it because we're getting into more rural areas in Africa. So it's very, very rare, and it's not transmitted very readily. And
but it's being they're saying it's being transmitted through sex.
Yeah. So there's a case in Massachusetts. The fella had traveled to Quebec in Canada, and there's a big, seemingly outbreak there. And so what is different is instead of that usual prodrome and the rash that normally starts from the head and involves the mouth and the eyes, it seems to just start off with swollen glands in the genital area with lesions down there. So, and now we didn't think it was transmitted person to person. Like our last outbreak was related to prairie dogs and handling prairie dogs that got mixed up with these African rodents.
Crazy, isn't it?
So there are some differences with it, but it's not going to be anything like COVID. People ask me about it all the time. So COVID is highly transmissible, just in time for Memorial Day weekend. And can we see the heat map?
Heat map, COVID.
So Michigan's in high again. This is from NPR. And
so these are the security levels, or the no, I always confuse
security
that.
levels. No,
or risk
our
levels.
risk levels. In Jackson, we're in the next one, medium. And if you look across the state, you alluded up north, they're in high.
Yeah, look at northern Michigan.
What are you seeing, Dr. Donna, in your office? Are you seeing a little bit of an uptick yourself?
Yes, and typically what I'm seeing, because I'm seeing it because of the monoclonal antibody, we're on our fourth kind of generation of it. And it seems that the older folks are, maybe getting hit hard. So if you haven't had your booster dose, your second booster dose, or a dose since November, it's probably time to, or pardon me, since December, it's time to get another dose. So these individuals come in, they're so upset because, they didn't live for a couple years, they were first in line to get, the vaccine, and now they're starting to do things and they're getting COVID. And some of them are getting pretty sick. I'm kind of seeing changes. So like in January, it kind of looked like Delta, but people didn't lose their smell. And then we had the sore throat where you felt like, you had cactus in your throat, and now more GI. So I don't know if we're, it's amazing how quickly the strains change in the United States. We're seeing, Omicron version 4 or 5 now. It's not clear to me. So the other news with COVID is the vaccine, the booster doses for the kids, and they've changed the recommendations from CDC. Over the age of 50, it was you may get your second booster. Now they're saying you should get it. Okay. So who wants to get sick, especially when there's a good vaccine? Especially, I think we should encourage older folks, people whose immune systems are a little weak. I think it depends upon your job, if you're going to be around it. And I think it depends upon your underlying health and ultimately your risk tolerance and what your perception of COVID is. I mean, we do have drugs. I guess that's the other thing. Paxlovid is out there and there's lots of reports of rebound, and we don't understand why and don't want to hypothesize on that. But it works, but a lot of people then a week or two later seem to be getting sick again.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes mild and sometimes very severe.
So the vaccine's been around for 2 years. When is there going to be like a new improved version?
Probably the fall. Yeah, I think I'll probably be rolling up one sleeve for my flu, which will have 4 strains, and my other sleeve probably for COVID, which may have 2 strains.
How are things in Canada with your mother and COVID over in Canada?
COVID's not over anywhere.
Oh, not over COVID.
Over in Canada.
COVID over
in Canada.
Up in Canada.
So I think
How's
the numbers
COVID
are
up in
going
Canada?
up, and they were heavily locked down, and so there's, we're all sick of it, I know, but their numbers are going up like everybody else.
And allegedly, it's just arriving in North Korea.
Allegedly. And all of a sudden, 2 million deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no one's being spared. I mean, Dr. Kack, he says over and over, it's not a matter of if, it's when.
Yeah.
And we have a few COVID virgins still in the office, we call them.
Yeah.
He's one of them. But yeah, very transmissible.
Yeah.
Yeah, very And I'm still amazed that Omicron killed more people than the other. It was the second highest death rate of the COVID surges. And I think that's because it's so transmissible now, very contagious. And I think also we didn't have the monoclonal antibody for it. So again, you want to get that, within 7 days, the pills within 5 days. And I'm there this weekend if you need it.
There you go. It's awesome. One thing Dr. Keck said last time, as we approach Memorial Day, you're more likely to get food poisoning in the summer. So be careful with those dips that have been left out on the picnic table all weekend.
I saw a container of Hellmann's mayonnaise that said no refrigeration necessary.
Oh.
That can't be right.
That's what I couldn't believe it.
Then I think last year we talked about ticks. There's always something.
Yeah.
You don't even eat mayonnaise.
No. No, sir. I have an allergy to that.
So this, I was looking at the news last night and this map, monkeypox, 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 and it reminded me, well, those are the maps we were seeing 2.5 years ago. Are we going to start to see?
No, it's not going to be anything like COVID. It's not readily transmissible. Yeah, I would not.
Plus,
no, I'll probably be wrong.
No, you're not going to be wrong on this one.
I think what's going to happen, people are going to see the pictures of what you look like when you have monkeypox. I don't. Because with COVID, you don't. Your appearance doesn't change.
Yeah, if you got that with COVID, 100%
yeah.
vaccination rate.
Right.
If you started getting
if you had all
bumps
those
like that,
things, all those blisters and everything all over your face.
Yeah, you'd do whatever you could to get rid of that.
Right. So I mean, it's a relative to smallpox, which we eradicated back in 1980. So should remind us of some of our successes.
And it's not lethal.
Some people do pass from it. So there's 2 different strains, but 3 to 6%. And you can get secondary bacterial infections. If it hits your eye, you can go blind. So there is some mortality with it.
What's going on at the hospital right now in terms of COVID?
When I don't go there, Dr. Cack does. He says there's about 10 people in the hospital with it, and tends to be unvaccinated. And yeah, so it's not gone.
What should we do to have a safe and healthy summer?
I think it depends, you know, if you're in an area indoors, especially poorly ventilated with a lot of people you don't know, like weddings.
A big wedding Saturday.
Huh?
You know, either make sure you're vaccinated. Some people, I'm sure some people will be wearing masks.
Yeah.
You know, so that's okay.
Well, the people
I think so.
The wedding you're going to is postponed twice because of COVID.
Yeah, and I think it's like in a lot of outdoor area and things like that. But yeah, I think you'll see people just like you do everywhere.
Yeah.
Some people at the mall wearing masks, some people outside wearing masks, some people in their car wearing masks.
I don't think
see
you need
it.
to wear.
I see that a lot
Really?
in Jackson. Yes,
Okay.
I don't know why that is.
You don't need to wear a mask at the mall because there's no one there.
Well, just depends.
Actually, if you're in a car with someone, cars are a great place to, you know, get COVID.
Yeah.
So if you're I've heard lots of people, they're carpooling, that's how they're getting it. So if they're sitting there by themselves. Then.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the tricky one for me. But hey,
I see people driving by themselves wearing the mask.
and you know what?
Better safe than
To
sorry.
their benefit, maybe you caught them in between a quick errand, and
Right.
they just didn't want to take the mask on and off again. So, or they're crazy. I don't know. Could be anything.
In the planes.
The planes?
No one's wearing the mask on the planes or at the airport. I was in line to get through security, and there was a woman, and there was just blood pouring out of her mouth.
What?
Yes.
Jeez.
It's like, I would be more concerned about that than the mask.
But there's some places where masks are required, like up at the Wharton Center.
Yes.
So it's going to be variable.
Yeah, I've been in stores that still do require it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for all
You're
that you,
Thank you.
bring to us and our audience at each visit. Thanks for coming in.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Dr. Donna O'Neill from the PIC Center. We're going to check in with the Gus Macker folks. Kyle Lichty is coming up next. Stay tuned.
With proper alignment, your vehicle's tires can last a lot longer. At G-Force Automotive, we perform a comprehensive front-end inspection and perform a complete alignment on your car, truck, or SUV. We'll keep you driving straight down the road. At G-Force Automotive, we make friends one car repair at a time.
Registration is now open for Jackson YMCA Summer Day Camp. The camp is about learning skills, developing character, and making friends. Every new experience at day camp is a chance for kids to stay active, address gaps in learning when school's not in session, and have fun. Open to ages 4 to 14. Sign up for just 1 week or all 10 at jacksonymca.org.
At Consumers Energy, we believe change is preparing for the worst by putting to work the very best. Change is improving by replacing utility poles and redesigning our substations. Change is commitment to upgrading 1,000 miles of our energy grid every year. And change is confidence, the confidence of knowing when it comes to keeping the lights on, we're always on. Consumers Energy, a force for you, a force of change.
Asthma Allergy Centers can help you breathe freely. Since 1980, our board-certified specialists have provided testing and treatment for a wide variety of asthma and allergy-related conditions, including immunodeficiencies and skin problems. No referrals are necessary, and we accept any insurance or no insurance. You can even use our mobile app to check in and pay. Come see us at our Jackson office or one of our multiple offices in Southwest Michigan.
The world is advancing at a fast rate, some say faster than ever before. Who would have thought 20 years ago that cars would be driving themselves and the machines that make them would operate autonomously as well? As fast as the world is moving, there's one resource that's needed to fuel the future. That's you. U.S. Staffing has been fueling the advancement in the world, one person at a time. Because partnering with our team isn't just a good decision, it's being a part of something big. Start your journey today at usstaffingagency.com.
Come along with JTV and Experience Jackson and get to know or reintroduce yourself to some of the best Jackson County has to offer. Join Andy and Rachel as they tour the county interviewing and highlighting Jackson on a visit with Experience Jackson. Whether it's golf, museums, hotels, or events, we'll give you some great ideas on how to spend time in Jackson. Watch on jtv.tv, YouTube, and Experience Jackson social channels.
Welcome back to the morning show for Midwest Vehicle Group, was a quality pre-owned auto dealership located in Michigan Center and a trusted source for cars, trucks, and SUVs. Midwest has managed to maintain a perfect 5-star rating on Facebook with their customer-first approach, which makes the car buying experience easy and enjoyable. View the inventory online, and remember, when a great deal is a must, call the car guy you can trust. Joey Badal.
Joining us now is the co-director of Gus Macker Jackson, Kyle Lichty. Good morning, Kyle.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Nice to see you too.
Yeah, nice to see you. It's an amazing that we're already almost to the end of May. We were talking about that early, which means it's crunch time for you.
Yeah, it's slightly terrifying.
Slightly. So registration's open.
Yep,
Registration is open. How's that going so far?
Yeah, so it's interesting with all events in the Jackson area. You kind of wait to see how the weather forecast is going and all that, and there's a lot of last-minute sales for some festivals, but this is super unique because our cutoff date for registration is the weekend of July 4th. So, and between the travel and trying to figure out what your summer's looking like, there is a little bit of delay, a lot of last-minute urgency when it comes down to that weekend, but you still have to make up your mind soon. So it's not like, oh, it's basketball tournament week, we're going to sign up today.
Right.
Not like that at all. So right now, registrations are kind of where they always are at this time, but definitely need to see the numbers go up.
I think, with the end of school, people are saying, what, do we have anything that weekend? If we don't, let's get in the Macker. So I think in the next few weeks, it's going to really rise. And, people love basketball in Jackson, and they've proven it 3 years over the time that you guys have been doing this Macker. Can you still believe it's really taken shape the way it has, Kyle?
It's pretty incredible. Like, we jumped basically 70 teams in 2 years, and there's a lot of regional hype about the Jackson tournament. We're looking for it to grow this year with some added events coming in as well. But one of the big things that we're doing this year, which will look so different from what you're seeing on the TV now, one of our interns actually asked us, like, why is the event laid out this way? Like, why don't we have the kids' courts down by the park so everyone can set up tents? I'm like, I have no idea. Let's flip it around. So we're actually reversing the entire dynamic, that kids are going to be around Horace Blackman Park, the adults are going to be on Michigan Ave, and going to have a completely different flow and feel this year.
There's the Toilet Bowl trophy,
Exactly.
which is always fun to take home.
What you have?
I don't have a Toilet Bowl trophy.
You don't?
I might have a Good Sport trophy.
Well, that's what's cool about the Toilet Bowl, and for Macker as a whole, everyone's guaranteed 3 games. So in a traditional double elimination tournament, you'd be out potentially the first day, but the Toilet Bowl, for the teams that do lose to, they're in a mini bracket of 4 teams, so they can still walk away with hardware for being the best of the worst for their division.
When is the dunk contest?
The dunk contest is always at 12:30 on Saturdays, or the Saturday of the event, and it'll be, since we're flipping the layout, it'll actually be directly in front of JTV and the Lean Rocket Lab this year.
Shirt's optional.
Oh yeah, remember how hot it was though? It was steamy.
Yeah, last year too, we had thunderstorms before and after the gameplay every day, so the air was just so thick.
You have a golf outing, which, as if the week couldn't get any busier and bigger. You have a golf outing. This will be the first one. Talk about that. Are you still sign up for that?
Yeah, so sign ups. We have a lot of open spots still.
Okay.
Haven't promoted that as like we're really going to kick off marketing for that this coming weekend. But it's $400 for a foursome, $100 a person, and a lot of golf outings. You have like all these added contests. For us, we wanted to build like a proof of concept, and we're just including all the contests in the registration. So there's not really added fees. So Art Maine is going to have a car giveaway on a hole-in-one. Cardinal Insurance is doing a $10,000 hole-in-one prize. Express CNC and Fabrication is doing a 500 closest to the pin. So guaranteed someone's walking out 500 cash in their pocket, which is kind of cool. And we have a $2,000 skins pot.
Nice.
So going all in with it and hoping to get some good teams in.
And you have some new feature basketball games this year.
Yeah, so one of the big things is connecting the dots throughout the week. So compared to just having a big basketball tournament Saturday and Sunday, we're trying to figure out what we could do to connect it from the golf outing through the final championship game. So on Friday night, we're bringing back the Heroes Tournament presented by County National Bank with local emergency responders, law enforcement, medical professionals, and in tandem with that, this is all taking place between the Lean Rocket Lab and Jackson Street. We're going to have other courts with a local teachers tournament. So if you know a teacher that would like to get a team together to represent the school, accepting registrations for that now, as well as partnering with the Lyle Torrent and Kit Young Center for a court and gameplay for students with disabilities. So that's all happening from 5:30 to 9 o'clock Friday night. And also partnering with the Symphony and Theater to bring music to the park as well. So
there's a charitable component to the MACR, Kyle. You guys have been able to donate $12,000 to local organizations and nonprofits through this event.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things. Like, we run this as an independent entity, I guess, and we're all doing it as volunteers. So all the profits that go in, we basically keep $5,000 aside to pay for the contract fee for the upcoming year. The rest of the money we give out to the volunteer groups, random nonprofits. Last year we did a couple social media competitions, and it was truly the community picked where the money was going, which was cool. But a big thing is we want to be able to support youth groups, community organizations that put in service time and volunteer at the event, and then they can walk out with potentially one of their biggest fundraisers prior to the sports season.
Andy, are you going to get a team in this year?
Well, and could be in the 40 and over division now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
No, I'm not, but I'll be down here watching for sure.
What about Ella?
Yeah, my daughter's hopefully going to be able to get a team. We'll see. So, yeah, she'll be in the 11 to 12-year-old division.
And you'll probably need an additional Hawaiian ice truck.
Yes. We're adding a few other food vendors this year. One big thing, though, that we try to stick by, it's like, we love to bring more vendors to town. We love to have a lot of choices, but we don't want to take away and compete with the businesses downtown. So the fact that there's the Lean Rocket Lab or Fortress Cafe, why would we bring a coffee truck from out of town? Or since we have the Chase, we don't need to bring a burger place. Well, like Dallin Burgers comes, but they're local. So we're really trying to focus on differentiation there.
It's just going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Kyle.
It's the Gus MACR Jackson co-director, Kyle Lichty. Up next, we'll meet one of the past Gus MACR interns who's now with the Jackson YMCA, Sam Hunt, standing by. Stay tuned.
The library? Oh, it's not for you. Sure, there's not much to choose from. The library is behind the times. And if you forget your book, forget about it. Oh, but when you're on the go, the library's a no-go. Students, stay at home. Although, there is an awful lot going on there. Even yoga. Actually, the library really is so much more than you think. Jackson District Library, a place to discover.
The path to education is different for everyone. Start from a place that truly wants to make that path easier with free college courses, free textbooks, and no college fees. Obtain a completely free associate's degree alongside your diploma. No matter what your goal is, take the small steps today that will lead to big leaps tomorrow. Advance at your pace while pursuing a completely free college degree. Find your path at Jackson Preparatory and Early College. Your place, your purpose, your future.
The secret is out. Jackson is a great place to live, work, and raise a family. We are people with community pride, school spirit, and deep roots. The secret is out. Jackson has great parks, home to some of the best golf in the country, and boasts more lakes than you can count. With unique, locally owned shops and restaurants, we have a little something for everyone. Hey Jackson, the secret is out. The Heather Herndon team with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, serving the Jackson community since 2005.
Do you do landscaping?
Yes, we do. Our landscaping is creative and innovative. We'll make sure your yard is beautiful.
Do you do irrigation systems?
Yes, our irrigation systems are top of the line and will be designed to fit your watering needs.
What about lawn care?
We do that too. Our lawn care services will continue to keep your yard healthy and help it grow. Wilcox Lawn and Landscaping, serving South Central Michigan since 1986.
I noticed that APHW was a Christian company, and I was excited about that.
I like working at America's Preferred Home Warranty because of the atmosphere. It's like a second family to me.
When you walk in through the door, it's an overall great environment to come into every single day.
I don't know of an employee that I have worked for that I believe more in.
The days are getting warmer, kind of. Time to get outside and get active. The Center for Family Health reminds you that exercising outdoors increases vitamin D production. That helps improve our mood, boosts our immune system, and more. Whether it's a stroll in the park, a round of golf, or an hour in the garden, getting active does your body good. Be sure to enjoy these beautiful days in beautiful Jackson. The Center for Family Health, opening the door to health care for all in Jackson County for more than 30 years.
Now time to welcome the Jackson YMCA Sports Camp and Day Camp Director, Sam Hunt.
Hi, Andy. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Bart?
Morning, Sam.
Doing all right. And like you said, kind of getting warmer.
Yeah,
so
kind of.
It's going to be hopefully getting warmer for camp. So
Saw Sam at the Napoleon Kit Young basketball game refereeing last week.
Nice.
Yes, yeah. I graduated from Napoleon, so when I was going through high school, I kind of helped coordinate with that. So every year they asked me to come back to officiate it, and it's something that anytime that they ask me to come back, absolutely. So
very cool.
It's a very cool event.
Yeah.
So summer camp is getting ready to happen. You're hiring camp counselors. Talk about the process. What are the camp counselors? Are they trained?
Yeah, so they're hopefully trained, right? No, actually Sunday we just started our first round of new staff with camp counselors. We're still hiring camp counselors, and we're going to do a little bit more training with them.
Cool.
It's about 30 hours of training. We usually go through all the things in order to keep kids safe, in order for them to figure out how to handle children, especially when they're there, how they load the bus, how to play games with different kids. So it's definitely a whole lot of different training for them, and something that you might not be used to in other jobs. So, yeah.
Are these stock photos or are these real kids?
Those are they look like stock photos. I think that they're real photos. I'm not 100% sure, but that's pretty much everything in those photos there are the things that children will be doing here with our camp.
So I had someone ask me that they want to do it, but not sure if they could do all 10 weeks. Can you just do a week or two?
Yeah, for campers, they can sign up for whatever weeks they want. We go week by week basis. So we actually had somebody who just was like, we're going up until August, we're going out of state, and then they're coming back in for the last 2 weeks. They really want those last 2 fun experiences for summer for their kid, so they signed up for week 9 and 10 with us. So, week by week you can choose whatever camps you want.
Now with COVID, you had so many limitations. You weren't able to go places, and you had capacity limits. Is it back to regular?
Yeah, back to regular. We do have some little cap limits on our youngest kids and our oldest kids. So those are capped at the oldest kids at 18, and our youngest kids, which are 4 and 5, at 24. But after that, everything else is open. So if you're in between that 6 to 11-year-old range, anybody can join.
Cool. What are some of the activities you guys do? I know you get on that blue bus and go all over the place. Where are you guys headed?
Yeah, so I keep telling people, basically imagine camp as the fun school trips that you take during school years every day that we go out. Cool. So each camp will spend 1 day at the Y doing our fun Y activities and programming with the different programmers that we have for a fun educational experience, and then they'll be heading out to different places such as Jackson College, Ellis Sharp, Cascades, bigger trips to Michigan Science Museum, Detroit Zoo, Cedar Point, Michigan
Nice.
Adventure, all sorts of different places for them to go. So little fun educational things for them, as well as just getting out and enjoying themselves.
Sounds like it might be a fun summer job. Do you have any counselor positions open?
Yeah, we actually have quite a few openings for camp counselors. We're always looking for camp counselors. The more camp counselors we have, the safer kids are at, and as well as the better enjoyment that they have. Still looking for lifeguards. We need lifeguards for camp as well as for our staffing within lifeguards as well. So both of those positions, if you're interested, if you're a high school kid, a college kid, it's a great opportunity to kind of get different trainings and kind of just see in a recreational aspect how to work with camps. So.
Yeah, the worst part about the Cedar Point trip is driving home. So with the blue bus, your kids are safe. Make sure the driver sleeps in the bus during the day at Cedar Point so they're refreshed.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we don't have bus drivers specifically just for that camp, and that time, that trip. So
that's fun.
I'll bring a pillow and a blanket for them, and they can go relax a little bit in that bus.
I haven't been to Cedar Point in quite a while.
It's been a long time, and they just introduced some new food options.
Really?
At Cedar Point.
Really? Good.
Yeah. So, no, first time in probably many, many years they haven't introduced a new ride this year. So there's no room for them.
No, it should be fun though.
Yeah.
I've heard good things from people that have been recently. So now you have things for adults too, right?
Yes.
This summer?
Yes. So I actually was brought in with information about some fun activities for our adults as well. We're going to be doing outdoor classes for adults, community members, and our regular YMCA members. Zumba classes, different health and fitness classes all around the county. So whenever there's a nice day and you see somebody in a Y shirt and they're kind of doing, your drum Zumbas and your fun things that you see outside, just come in and join them. So that's extremely fun classes that we're going to do because hopefully when the extremely warm weather comes up, they'll be able to do that. So, yeah.
What's your activity? Are you a specialist and a teacher in any of these camps?
So I am the camp coordinator. So I'm basically what I will be doing is training our staff and then coming around and assisting them in whatever they need. My plan is to get them as trained and as capable as possible, but different situations might require extra hands. So that's basically my job. I'll come in and I'll assist with that as well.
Cool.
So.
That's your specialty. You organize.
Yes, that's right. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. You guys just had Kyle Lichty on just before me, so I worked with him last year. So it's kind of moving over from him to the Y. So it's been a really good time there.
Yeah, you did a great job with Gus Macker. I think they're going to miss you this summer.
I think you'll still be
I'll
involved.
be there. I'll be there. Absolutely.
Nice. Well, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
I appreciate
Sam.
it.
From the Jackson YMCA, Sam Hunt. More of the morning show after this.
The days are getting warmer. That means it's a great time to get outside and get active.
Did you know exercising outdoors increases vitamin D production, which helps improve our mood and boosts our immune systems and more?
Whether it's a stroll in the park, a round on the golf course, or an hour in the garden, getting active does your body a lot of good. Be sure to enjoy these beautiful days. Go out and get active today.
The Center for Family Health has been opening the door to healthcare for all in Jackson County for more than 30 years.
Improving the air quality in your home isn't a luxury, it's improving your family's lives. Our staff do each job carefully, completely, and with great attention paid to you, the homeowner. We take care to leave each home better than we found it, and when you take your first breath after one of our cleanings, I'm sure you'll agree. We can help keep your home cleaner and your air safer by scheduling a cleaning today. Dux, we're your indoor air professionals.
Hi, I'm Joe Sharp, owner of Printer Source Plus. It is my philosophy to always do what's right for our customers. At Printer Source Plus, we have the most transparent office copier lease and purchase solutions in the industry. Unfortunately, transparency is not always industry standard. I'd like to help you avoid some of the pitfalls many businesses experience when leasing an office copier. Be sure to read your contract thoroughly before signing. You'll want to understand a few key points of the agreement. How much will you be charged per copy, especially for color? Do you have limits on how much you print, and what is the penalty if you go over? What is the end of the lease term period, and what, if any, fees are associated with ending the lease? And finally, who owns the machine when the lease expires? Are you about to lease, or do you have questions about your current lease? If you do, please give me a call at 517-817-0680.
Now is Extreme's Ram Make the Switch event. Did you know you can custom order a new Ram for less than buying one, and you'll have it in 10 to 12 weeks? Also, have you seen the new Jeep lineup? Lease prices are great this month. Finally, the Extreme buying team would like to purchase your vehicle. Extreme pays top market value. It's easy, safe, and you get paid on the spot. Visit Extreme Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Jackson or online at extremedodge.com.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the morning show. You know where I went last night?
Where?
I stopped by Tiki Sam's, a brand new bricks and mortar, first ever Tiki Sam's in beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Downtown Horton.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, Tiki Sam's, famous for their food truck, which is booked solid for the rest of the year. They are soon to open their first location, permanent location. And they are going to have, at this location, their traditional pizza, but because they can make them bigger with their 3 giant ovens, they're going to have the giant New York style. So,
awesome.
And they're going to sell it by the slice, you know, like
I might have to get
like
property
in New York.
out there.
It's in the case. You say, I want that one. They throw it in the oven and heat it up to super hot, and then you fold it and eat it like in New York. Also, they're going to have the Detroit style and the a new style, the cracker.
That was the
crust.
Christopher Walken cooler.
Yeah, get it? Christopher Walken cooler.
I do. That's great.
That's good.
Hand-painted mural all throughout the store. Sam and his family and all their team and friends and family stopping by for a preview night. They're not open yet. They hope to be open maybe by the weekend, but maybe not. So we'll let you know.
Man, if I had to, so that New York style pepperoni right
Yeah,
there. I could eat the whole thing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I could eat probably, you know what? I could eat 3 whole of those pizzas in a setting. And I would challenge anyone.
Yeah.
No one can eat more pizza than me.
It's awesome. It's unbelievable.
There's the Detroit style.
Yeah, people are going to be driving from the tri-state area for these awesome pizzas.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a good thing that Lock, Stock, and Barrel's not open still, because that would be right out of business.
Yeah, and coincidentally, that PS Food Mart that it's nailed onto, it's open 24 hours starting today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
So
nice.
Yeah, coming soon. One thing that you just typically wouldn't hear on a Frontier Airlines flight is there a doctor on board? No. Unfortunately, they needed one yesterday because a baby was born, and flight attendant Diana Giraldo delivered the baby mid-flight in the back lavatory. The back lavatory.
Oh my gosh.
2 people and a baby arriving in the back lavatory.
Amazing. Now, there wasn't a doctor because it was Frontier, right?
Right. No doctor on a Frontier
Right.
flight. Yeah.
That's funny.
Or you wouldn't hear that on a Spirit Airlines. Is there a doctor on board? No.
If there is, they wouldn't admit it.
No. So they had a team effort. The pilot actually left the controls to go back and help.
Aren't you not supposed to fly when you get to a certain point?
I don't know what the woman was thinking, but she opted to name the baby's middle name Sky.
Why not? I think that's great. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. I think that's perfect. I mean, you've earned that name.
Sky.
Sky.
I think she should have, the first name.
Should be Sky?
Sky.
They should name after whoever delivered the baby. That's who they should name.
That's right, Diana.
Diana
Sky.
Diana Sky, Frontier. Yes, exactly.
Also former owner of the LA Rams. So that's it for today. Who's coming in tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have a wonderful morning show. We've got Sean Brogan, who is the new assistant principal at Lum Christi, Cassie Legal from Summit Heights Dental, and our friends from U.S. Staffing Agency.
Later today, Dr. Dan Phelan with trustees John Christ, new trustee Chris Simpson, Tony Hollow, Gary Swartzlander, Mayor Daniel Mahoney, Justin Fairchild, Bill Blakemore and his little Caden, plus Jenna Shemlowski, all today. We'll see you this afternoon.
He's back. Today on Food